And I guess my new name for the stream will be I got 99 problems and my blocks aren't one.
These pictures should match.
God damn it. I say that and it's like fucking Google thought I was talking to it and searched for a picture. God damn it, Google. I'm not even using my phone to do any of this stuff, so. Anyway, let's do Tetris 99. The stream has been rebranded. Oh, apparently I need to download an update. Uh, hopefully that shouldn't be too long, I don't think. Fun. Said no one ever. Come on. I know you can hurry up. Wonder if I should darken my hair a bit. I don't know. I'm not the hugest fan of how pale the hair is. Or maybe I should leave it? I don't know. I mean, I could play just regular Tetris offline, but I think it'll take longer to download the update. Okay, let's see. Either way, I was just saying, the whole PS1 thing has always been interesting to me. I don't know what it is. I like looking into like software modding or hardware modding because I always find it interesting. But some of the stuff I don't think I'd ever like outright mod my stuff. It's like I usually just prefer to get my stuff legitimately because I don't have to worry about getting it fixed as much. But I mean, at the same time, it's like I am more inclined to like say mod some older hardware that have already like had support dropped for them. Like, for example, I might consider modding my PSP just so I can play backups of my UMDs. Just because it's like, those UMDs are kind of fragile, and I really don't want to have to risk breaking them every time I take them out of the case. Where it's like, if I just do a backup of them, I can just run them off of the SD card. Or, not SD card, sorry. The Pro Stick Duo. Because Sony made a proprietary card. Although, thankfully, their cameras also use the same memory card, so it's like it's not so proprietary that it's like mutually exclusive to those PSP. Sony cameras also use it. So, I mean, at the very least, I can go to other manufacturers and they'll produce the same cards, all the same. So, at the very least, I don't have to worry about getting a card. Okay, for some reason I'm feeling a little dizzy. Okay, let's focus on attackers. Yeah, let's drop it there. Why the hell not? Like, I'm not doing too bad. So I don't think I am. Trying to think, like, what's another YouTuber that I really like? Produces some solid content. One YouTube channel that I really like to watch a lot is it's called My Life in Gaming. They tend to talk about a lot of retro consoles and like ways that you can set it up more modern. They talk more about like display setups mostly. At least that's fuck. Kill me. Haha. Okay, actually, I will say this though. This software seems to recognize my laughs a lot better. So it does seem to have better lip flap, or not lip flap, lip syncing. Although, to be fair though, I'm pretty sure it's webcam based, so it's actually using my webcam to do lip tracking in combination with my microphone, so it's getting like at least relatively accurate. It's not like 1-to-1, but still pretty impressive all the same. Pretty impressive all the same. At least that's my thought on the matter. It's like, I wonder if they fixed that issue I was having the other day. But... okay.
Is now following.
Yeah, that's the most recent follower. Okay, I just wanted to see if the actually, no. That's the most recent follower, actually, sorry.
ICORT200 is now following.
Because they followed yesterday. Although, at some point I should probably stream some VR chat again, because I haven't done that game in a really long time. At least on stream anyways. Like, I've played it off stream loads of times. I think I talk about it enough. I mean, hell, this model is basically just a VR chat avatar. In a nutshell. God, I love that. Just two big sweeps of lines getting removed all at once. Just beep 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 weird. Beep 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 weird. I'm gonna save that. For later use. Yeah. That's gonna come in real handy later. I fucked up. I fucked up. I am dead. Not big surprise. Not big surprise. Not big surprise at all. Yes. Yes. Not very big surprise. Okay. Guess I'll play one more quick round of this, and maybe I'll switch to another game. Really not sure what the hell I want to do for today's stream, genuinely. Like, I knew I was planning on doing Torre 3D, but honestly, I thought the game might have been a little longer, because I was told it would take about an hour to complete. It's like, I'm pretty sure I've been playing this for 30 minutes. Or actually more than an hour, I'm pretty sure, but still. Whatever. Maybe I'll just play some more Animal Crossing. Can't go wrong with Animal Crossing, I guess. Well, either way, today is, I guess, variety day, regardless. I'll just keep playing Tetris for a while until I get bored. Why do I like making that stupid Minecraft villager noise? Maybe, just maybe, I am the Minecraft villager. Oh, fuck me. Not actually. Unless. No. Yeah. I'm getting fucked harder than, you know, I'm not really sure how I'd phrase this, so I'll just say adult film actor. I was trying to think of a name, but it's like, I don't know any of them by name. Now that I think about it, it's like, do I truly know any by name? No, I do not. It's like, I'm just gonna do some regular Tetris. Because there is the marathon mode. Good old classic Tetris. Who needs the original Game Boy? When I can play with the Game Boy music, essentially, in this glorious masterpiece. Plus, I like the fact that, like, you can earn everything for free, basically. Unlike the other 99 game, which is Pac-Man 99. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy Pac-Man 99. It's just, I don't like the fact that all the hell's the word I'm looking for? Like, yes, oof indeed. From how I was in that previous game of Tetris. How do I describe this? Okay. My brain. She has the farts. The constant, perpetual ones. Sick, nasty farts. You know, maybe I should...
His name is John Cena.
I don't even know how to respond to that. God damn it, John Cena, you made me lose my train of thought. Although, not gonna lie, that would probably make me laugh my ass off if I was playing Pokemon and someone did that like, right as I encountered a shiny or something. I will say, it's kind of hard to play Tetris and sometimes like talk at the same time. Oh, fuck. Oh. There we go.
And his name is John Cena.
Right as I get a Tetris. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect timing. The straight line is John Cena. And his name is John Cena! Da, 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 da. Straight line. Just clears out a good chunk of the stage. Okay, got that going. Yeah, just put that there. Put that there, and there we go. Almost. There we go. This is what I like to see. I am a number one. Ah! Yes. Good enough. There we go.
And his name is John Cena.
Again, with the timing, goddamn. Trying to think. I did recently start watching there's an Amazon Prime series called Invincible. It's pretty good. It's actually made by Robert Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead. Although, unlike the comic for Walking Dead and the TV show for Walking Dead, this one doesn't seem to stray too far from the source material. Like, it makes a few changes, but like mostly subtle little ones, which honestly I kind of like the little nuanced changes. Like, they're not so huge that it like ruins the story. It's more like changes done for pacing, really. Which, in all honesty, I kind of like that they're being done. Like, they literally killed off an entire subplot that didn't really need to happen, and they changed the location of like one alien invasion because at the time, like in the comics, it didn't make sense for a certain character, not going to specify names, to know about where it was, where a certain thing was happening, because they weren't very good with geography yet. So they were only just getting used to their powers that they had just acquired, basically. So either way, if you like some like, I think another reason why I like Invincible as much as I do is because of the fact that no hero could potentially be permanent, because all the characters can potentially die basically at any given moment. So like, think like Game of Thrones, I guess, in a regard, where like basically your favorite character could theoretically be dead next week and recast as Peter Dinklage. That was I think that was a kind of a lame joke. I don't know, it was funny in my head. But either way, I know that Peter Dinklage wasn't originally the first choice for the character he was cast as. Apparently they just wanted someone who was going to be really ugly, but they wound up retooling the character for Peter Dinklage a bit. Which, honestly, I think works in the context of the show Game of Thrones. And I mean, it does, apparently, it will have a different ending compared to the books. So people who didn't like the TV show ending, thankfully, at least they'll have a better ending with the book. Although, think about it like this, anime fans have had to deal with that for years, where like, they've had to create quote-unquote anime-only endings. So like, hey, mainstream television fans, welcome to the getting disappointing endings that no one asked for club. Your membership card will arrive in the mail. Keep in mind, membership dues are due at the beginning and on the first of every month. And fuck me, I'm dead. Oh, no, I'm not dead. I am not dead. Okay. Okay. Well.
God, please, no! No!
Well, I died. Oh well. But either way. I mean, I at least made it that far. Made it to level Level 10. Got 99 lines cleared. That's not bad. It's not the worst. Like, it's pretty far from being the best, but... I mean, hey, I'll take the partial W. Yeah, I noticed you guys kept spamming the sound effects. Yeah, that was oddly fitting. It's like, no, God, please, no, no, no!
Yeah, that alert is actually kind of quiet on your stream.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very loud on my end.
Here's the thing. You can actually hit advanced properties on audio sources and adjust it above 100%, but it's in decibel format.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause it's attached to my overlay. Yeah, I'm just making whatever moves feel like makes sense to me. And yeah, I'm actually one of those losers that actually paid for Tetris 99. So, I mean, upside is I do get the extra game modes. So, I mean, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I can. Well, I just like having Tetris. I mean, I was debating between either this or Puyo Puyo Tetris. Yeah, you can still play offline mode. So, I mean, at least you don't need the Nintendo Online to play it. Yeah, plus you can play against bots, and you can also do 2-player local. It's got a lot of modes. Plus, I mean, I also love the unlockable themes. Well, I mean, you can unlock a Game Boy theme. I think the only reason they're not giving us the NES version is because they're trying to get people to pay for Nintendo Online to play Tetris 99. Or maybe it's a deal they have with the Tetris company that they won't release that version because of Tetris 99. That is also a distinct possibility. Yeah. Or... yeah, that, or it could have something to do with the fact that for a little while, Ubisoft had the license for Tetris. So maybe Ubisoft has something to do with the reason why the NES Tetris won't get re-released. I'm not sure why they would, but it's a distinct possibility, and I'm not completely ready to rule that one out. Plus, I would argue the Game Boy version is better, as that's how I played Tetris way back in the day. Yeah, I mean they'll probably add. They might. I mean the 3DS has Game Boy games.
Yeah, but that was kind of a gimmick of one of the consoles anyway.
That's why I was thinking. The NES game library.
I suppose, but I mean,
They're probably due to licensing out because that version was made under a different license, technically, or whatever. Because the license was in their hands when they made that game. I don't think that they technically can re-release it unless they got permission from whoever now controls the license.
Oh yeah, that's right, because the NES version, part of it was owned by another company. And the thing is, there's actually 2 Tetris games on the NES, and one was actually better than the other. Because there's the shitty one that was, like, in my opinion, or I'm calling it shitty, because it was made officially by Nintendo themselves. And there was another one, I think it was made by a company called Taito, and the Taito version was better. No, both were actually American. It's just, Taito is, a Japanese company, I believe? Oh, I'm fucked. I am fucked! Oh, no, never mind. I managed to save myself. Fuck. And now I'm dead. Again. And I am saved again. And now I'm dead again. Fuck. Whatever. Just die here. I'm just going to die. Don't mind me. Let me die. Let me die. Anyways, you were saying about, let's see. Oh, here it is. Sound alerts. Okay. So you're saying under properties, I can boost the audio levels?
On audio sources, you can hit advanced properties on one of them. And it'll bring up a panel where you can adjust output. But I don't think you may have to double check what thing are you using for alerts?
It's just a plugin for Twitch called Sound Alerts.
They should have a spot for the figure. Double check the volume.
Because technically it's treated as a browser. That
Yeah.
So it's a browser tab that basically is being dropped into my feed. So literally on OBS, there's like a little, like, I've got like my, all my little tabs that I have added, like, you know, my image for my overlay, my cover, which is my little derpy over there. Another thing for Among Us, which I have disabled currently, capture card stuff, various game things for, like, if I'm playing a game on PC. Got the chat, a shop drop. If someone someday ever buys anything, I'll get a little drop notification popping up. And I've got the sound alert that pops up at the top right next to Derpy's head. Let's see. How do I... Just wait. Tenjin, sorry. I knew it was with a T, sorry. Properties.
Yeah, because like they wanted to release it, but didn't get denied by Russia, who still owned it before they got the
Yeah, I know there was also a Genesis version at one point as well, and that one got pulled too. Although, thankfully, Sega was able to get the rights for that one again, so the Genesis version of Tetris is actually on the Genesis Mini. So if you actually were to buy one of those, like, honestly, from what I've seen of it, and what have you, honestly, I would highly recommend it, actually, if you wanted to just get a shit ton of Genesis games for, like, relatively cheap. I think that's like a ROM hack or a bootleg or something, or at least it sounds like.
Software.
Huh. Not gonna lie, that sounds like a not gonna lie, that sounds like a knockoff. I'm saying it sounds like a knockoff, as in like a knockoff of Tetris.
Yeah, it's knockoff of Tetris, but it's yeah, it's knockoff of Tetris, but it's not.
Like, legally it's distinct enough that it's not Tetris, but it's Tetris.
Yeah, it's knockoff
It's okay. Yeah, it's not a hack. They made their own original source code. They built their own engine. Got all that other good stuff.
Game that has cartridge for it.
Well, I mean, ROM hacks can have cartridges too. Fuck. Shouldn't have put that there. Should not have put that there.
Well, with yours.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's like that other game. It's just legally distinct enough that they can't get sued.
oh, sort of like Simpsons Hit and Run, being distinct enough from Crazy Taxi that they can't get sued by Sega. Although that doesn't mean Sega didn't try. Although to be fair though, back then Sega was kind of one of the scummier game developers back then. To think, EA stole their title. We do not talk about Super Tetris. Super Tetris didn't happen.
What's wrong with Super Tetris?
We do not talk about Super Tetris. Super Tetris never happened. I have no...
Why? Why not?
I don't know, it's sort of a joke.
What's wrong with Super Tetris?
Nothing. Like, literally nothing.
Oh,
We just don't talk about it. Oh yeah, the ZX Spectrum. Yeah, I know about that system.
then, 3 years later, Nintendo came in and released it for
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, it got released on the Game Boy and what have you. Tetris has so many different versions and remixes, it's kind of hard to keep track of. I mean, hell, isn't there like a PS1 game called Tetris Adventure? Where basically you've got like a little adventurer climbing around your Tetris blocks, and basically you've got to try to avoid crushing him while also playing a normal game of Tetris. And your objective is to kind of... Yeah. There's also Tetris on the PSP. I mean, hell, Tetris has been ported to everything. Officially and unofficially in some cases. If there's no official Tetris ports, the fans usually make one. I mean, hell, I've seen Tetris running on a pregnancy test. You think I'm joking,
Like,
but...
you can play Tetris on a T84.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen the Tetris port for calculators. Yep. And then I think there's also that fan game that was really popular. I think it's still really popular. It's like a Flash game,
7 Days to Die is on sale.
which is called what was it called? Tetris IO, I think it was called. I think it's called Tetris IO. Maybe I'm remembering the name. I mean, there's... Yes, that's scary. Oh, actually, there is also Virtual Boy Tetris. Fuck.
4D so bad.
I think there's also 3D Tetris. Yeah, the thing is with Tetris, like, the thing is Tetris is available for pretty much everything. Yeah, true, but I imagine they probably add like more. My guess is they probably just made the game slower for kids. Well, I wouldn't really say simple. They probably just made it slower. Well, I mean, okay, there we go. I deliberately made a nice, big fuck-up tower. Totally deliberately. Not at all an accident. Yeah, it's because I think the reason they didn't use the music is because supposedly the Tetris theme, as some people call it, apparently has connections to, what the fuck is it, like it's supposed to be like a Russian theme of some kind?
Well, Tetris is of Russian origin.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's just more hardcore American. Parents just don't want to have anything to do with Russia. Because I just want to be an American, because I know that I can guzzle a billion hot dogs. And I'm gonna eat all the Big Macs. God, I'm choking on my own spit from trying to do that voice. Oh, that was a weird feeling. Okay, note to self, do not do that voice. Okay, there we go. I'm actually doing a little better. Got some kills in. Huh? Okay. Okay, so can we, what the hell is that? Like, give me a second here. That was weird. Had a small piece of dead skin stuck to my finger. Ugh, I hate that feeling. Okay, let's see. Window to up. Switch to Discord. Hide capture card feed. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, that sounds terrible. Oh. What? Oh yeah, definitely intense gameplay. Yeah, that is some intense gameplay right there, I'll give you that. Fucking hell. Okay, let me just turn that off now, turn back on the capture card. Okay. Okay, fucking hell. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's definitely interesting at the very least. Okay, do I have enough tickets to... Okay, I don't have enough to... Oh, actually, no, I can buy some of the other themes. Okay. Let's see, what themes can I buy? Starry Sky theme. This weird origami theme. Mansion. Pastel Goth, I think is what it's called. Or Lolita? I don't know, that's what I'm getting, like Lolita vibes off of it. I know it's called Elegant, but I'm definitely getting like Lolita vibes off of it. School, not a fan of it. Treasure Hunt. It just seems like a generic old school RPG. Toy box, okay. Zelda, Donkey Kong. Splatoon costs $30. And I also missed out on the Paper Mario Origami King event, where I could have gotten this theme. I got the... Although, they're basically just labeling them special themes. Like, I got the Animal Crossing... Yeah, special theme 8. I guess. Here, I'll put the theme then, just so you can see it. Well, you can still earn the theme. Just gotta earn enough tickets to buy the theme.
Wait. No, the ones that are events you can't buy with tickets.
No, you can. They changed it. They just cost 30 tickets to buy. The regular themes
Since-
cost 15, but the event themes cost 30.
This is an interesting development.
Uh, yeah, I've heard about that game.
What?
Oh, I think it's because apparently, like, a few months prior to it going free, they apparently, like, chucked a bunch of microtransactions into the game, so...
EVE Online's been free to play since before last year.
Yeah, and they also chucked a bunch of microtransactions into the game.
Did not hear of this thing.
No, but
The last time I interacted with EVE Online
it was last year.
was when... No. No.
Was it during one of the free trial events?
No. I got a single month.
Oh, you got, like, one of those 1-month subscription codes, I guess, is what...
I bought 1 month subscription for EVE Online to try it.
It was.
And I'm assuming you didn't care much for it at the time?
No, Sandy, it wasn't last year.
No, I'm not talking about.
I do like the fact that all the icons for the blocks are basically all themed off items from Animal Crossing.
Like the yellow butterfly, oranges for the trees for the green, fossils for the purple, blue flowers for the neat.
Yeah, if you notice, every single player slot has a villager behind it. I am slaughtering the villagers. Isabelle, you're next. I say, Isabelle, you're next, and all I hear is just Nova, I'm assuming, taking a sip of his drink. Oh, that was you taking a sip of your drink? Arguably just as menacing. Just threatens to murder a fictional character, just sips drink menacingly. I take the potato chip, and then I eat it. You know, I actually used to be obsessed with Death Note, actually. Speaking of that, actually. I remember I was, in my early 20s, I remember, like, I was really obsessed to the point where I even, like, did a shitty cosplay of L at a convention. And the thing is, like, in hindsight, I wish I hadn't done the cosplay, because it's, like, honestly, it was so fucking lame. Like, all I did was just, I had, like, a really long sleeve white shirt, and the sleeves were a bit baggy, and I had, like, blue jeans. And I basically just, I don't know, like, I don't know, it was kind of lame. I still had fun, but I mean, it was still a lame cosplay, all things considered. I don't know, I guess it's just one of those animes that, like, a lot of people in their early 20s get obsessed with. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed it. Hell, I even bought, like, a replica Death Note at, yeah, I had a Death Note. My problem is mine got water damaged, so I had to throw it out. No, what happened was a water pipe burst over top of it, so I lost it due to, like, literally my basement getting flooded, and it's like, fuck. Mine was a different set. Mine was the book and a change pouch, and
Nice.
and I also bought like a random Bleach wallet as well. So I had like an Ichigo wallet. I had like a little L change pouch. Although I will say, actually, I liked having the change pouch because like my wallet didn't have a pocket for change, so it was actually very handy. Yeah, the thing is, as of late, I just haven't been caring about carrying cash at all, so it's like I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, same here. I don't carry cash either.
Yeah, the only time I ever carry cash anymore is if I'm going to a convention. Otherwise, I just don't care.
But then those one few instances where you go to a store and it says, machine's broken, only use cash. You're like,
I just leave the store and go to a different one. If they don't have the ability to accept a debit transaction, then fuck them, right? I'll just take my business elsewhere.
what if it's the only store that sells the thing that you want?
Usually they're not. There almost never is the case. And it's like, if push comes to shove, I can always just go to an ATM or something and just get some cash.
Yeah.
I never am too far from an ATM. Especially with the fact that, because I use, well, actually, I'm not gonna admit what bank I use, actually. That's probably not a good idea. But yeah, because I use a pretty common bank. There we go. That's generic enough that that they can't outright figure out. Because I mean, there's tons of really common banks. Like there's Scotiabank, there's CIBC, there's RBC. They're all over the place. So it's like, doesn't matter where I am in the city, I can basically access at least one of those banks, and it's like, even if it's not necessarily my bank, I can just pay the fucking fee and just deal with it, kind of thing.
The only problem with going to TD is they have the highest fee if you're not with them. Out of anything I know.
Touche. Touche.
So I try to at least avoid that one. 'Cause I'm not sure.
Well, I mean,
Any other bank is fine.
well, I mean, to be fair though, the TD bank machines are not as common. They're mostly out in like more rural areas, I've noticed.
Well, it's more of actual,
Oh yeah, yeah. 'Cause it's like, they got lower fees, so I'll just use them. Or like, oh, RBC, they have a lower fee, I'll just use them instead, kind of thing.
Scotiabank is a lower fee.
Actually, Scotiabank, I use their machines a fair bit, actually. But that's mostly due to the fact that this is back when I used to go to movie theaters a lot. Because there was this little independent theater I used to like going to, and they would only accept cash, annoyingly enough. And basically, I would use the cash to basically just buy like little concession stand items. It's like, it's a small theater, so it's like yeah, I know I died, but still, I kind of wanted to support the small theater.
That's nice that you did.
Yeah, and the thing is, I like to go there because they would air older movies, like movies I might not have had a chance to see in theaters way back in the day. Because obviously I was like, hey, I was too young, or I just didn't have the money because, like, you know, a high school student, a broke-ass high school student who didn't have a job back then. So it's not like I could go out willy-nilly and go see a movie whenever the fuck I wanted. I basically had to, like, save my allowance kind of thing.
I never really got allowance.
Well, I mean, neither did I. I'm more paraphrasing. It's just every now and again, like, my grandfather would probably sometimes like give me money randomly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
It's like
Yeah, exactly. Same idea. Same idea. So it's like literally you just get like a little bit of money here and there, like growing up from like random siblings.
Here's some lunch money.
Yeah, in my
Buy
case,
lunch,
yeah, in my case, I mostly got given lunch money. That's more what I was given. Like I didn't necessarily have. And the thing is, I wasn't even given very much for lunch money. I think I was given like maybe $5 for lunch money. But the thing is, though, I found this really awesome little restaurant called Student Eatery. That wasn't too far from my school. They're gone now. They don't exist anymore. Like they've been closed for a few years, so I really appreciated what they were doing when they were around. But yeah, exactly. Like they sold really fucking cheap meals. Like you could get like basically a whole fucking chicken breast, fries, and a drink for basically your $5 right there. That's with tax. Although in my case, what I like to do is I would order, in my case, usually what I'd order is I just order like 2 hot dogs. And they actually put like little strips of bacon on them. Yeah, so they're like little bacon dogs. Yeah, so it was like bacon, a hot dog, and basically they put like a little bit of nacho cheese on it, basically. A little nacho cheese sauce. And you had the option of like adding either ketchup or mustard on it, or relish. And if you wanted to, you could just have well, basically 2 of those dogs because they were pretty expensive. And then on top of that, I still had enough left over to get a drink, and that would be like $5 right there. So I'd usually get like 2 of those bacon. Yeah, I'd usually just get 2 of those bacon cheese dogs. Yeah. Or in other cases, I just go to the local convenience store and pick up like 2 beef patties for like $1 each, and then get myself like a. I wouldn't even bother buying a drink. I'd just drink water from school, or I'd bring something from home to drink because I had a water bottle, so it's like I just fill it up at home. Which I just keep a water bottle in my bag. Or in some cases, I'd literally just, like if I bought like a bottled drink, I'd just reuse the bottle from the drink I bought. So like for example, let's say I bought a bottle of like Mountain Dew that day. I'd take the leftover bottle and I just reuse it, and just refill it from the tap at school. So I just have water whenever I needed it. So if I was feeling especially cheap and I just wanted to save a little money, and I could roll the money over to the next day, and so on and so forth. So it's like I'd have leftover money. I don't know, it was nice having a little extra money. And then I think like years later, I think my grandfather started giving me, when I moved in with my grandfather, he actually gave me lunch money, and he actually gave me a lot more than my mother did. Like, I'm not saying that to be mean to her or anything. I understand why she gave me as much as she did, because it's like really all she could afford. Because I know it's like, hey, she wasn't exactly as financially stable, but still. I appreciate it all the same. But I mean, like, maybe as a young kid, I didn't appreciate it as much. Because it's like, I don't know, I guess like you could just say like, hey, I was an ungrateful brat, so to speak. Yeah, I'd say that's just more like just kids in a nutshell, right? But I mean, unlike other kids though, I mean, I never really got in trouble, really. I think at least not as bad as some other kids did. Like, I didn't go around smashing up people's cars or anything like that. Or causing chaos in the neighborhood. So, I mean...
Like, one kid had
probably swear too if a fucking kid got the nerve to like throw a chair at my head.
Yeah, and the school let it go. The teacher swore at a kid because what the kid did was $10,000.
Yeah, I would argue. Yeah, definitely.
And then after the chair, the kid gets up on the desk, starts working on it, and the desk breaks.
Oh god. Did he start screaming that I'm Pickle Rick? Wubba lubba dub dub!
No, Pickle Rick
I'm just saying that more as a joke.
was.
Because there's that guy who was like at a McDonald's a few years back who wanted the limited edition run of the Szechuan sauce, being like, I want the sauce! A Pickle Rick! Wubba lubba dub dub! And apparently the guy's not even like a Rick and Morty fan. The guy just was doing it just to troll. Which I will say, definitely cool job, but at the same time it's like you sort of made an entire fandom look a little bad. For the sake of a joke, but... you know how some people are. Okay, I think I'll play one more game of Tetris and then I'll switch to another game. I'll probably switch to Animal Cruising or something. At least that's my thought anyways. So, anyway, I will say though, I do like this software though. It's not bad. It seems to track my lip flaps a little better.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, then,
Doing.
yeah, like you can see, like, I don't know, maybe it just handles the avatar better, but the thing is though, at the same time, it's like, it could just be the avatar, or actually, no, they have the exact same visemes, because the head's the exact same.
Apparently, I found that a lot less weird things happen with characters.
I beg to differ. I've seen some weird stuff, like my model, when I loaded it in, was like in a weird, crumpled up pose.
No, it's more when you're using the software. When you're like here in like extreme here, a lot less crazy.
Well, yeah, I actually had to uncrumple it, but once I uncrumpled it, it was fine. My only complaint is the fact that, my only complaint, at least with how I have it set up, I have to re-import my model every freaking time I use this software. It doesn't seem to save anything. It's a minor inconvenience, but... I mean, as long as you pre-configured everything, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't take very long to configure it. Suva, I only have to configure it the one time, and it's kind of like one and done situation. Although, Suva does have the option to adjust the lip flaps, this app does not have the option to adjust the lip flaps. So it's like kind of like they're full blast at all times, so... It could just be that I might need to adjust the sensitivity of my viseme flaps. Or my lip flaps, I should say. But it does seem to recognize VRChat visemes a lot better. Because literally, this is kind of meant to be like a one-to-one conversion. You're literally taking your VRChat model and literally just converting it. Although, apparently it doesn't seem to handle certain animation rigs too well.
I like the following this
Interesting.
It's on the following enhanced.
But there's also Dying Light 2 that's already out.
Yeah, but is it on sale?
No. I have not seen that going.
Well, Dying Light Enhanced Edition is $17.99.
Not bad, actually.
I know that Dead Island Definitive Edition is on Steam, and you can usually get that for pretty cheap most of the time. Although, sadly, it doesn't let you play with people who own the original version. And as dumb as it is, I honestly think I should just get the definitive version for free because I already own the regular version of Dead Island. Like, I don't really want to buy the game a second time on PC. But it's like, hey, I already own the game. I shouldn't have to buy it a second time. It'd be one thing if it was a remaster, and it's like, the game wasn't even that old when the definitive edition came out.
I instantly regret looking at the sales.
One.
Guess what's on sale?
What?
Clannad.
Oh,
What?
that
1902.
that's not too bad compared to what they normally sell it for. Well, here's the thing.
Oh wait, no, that didn't have any. Right. It was canon, I was thinking.
Yeah, canon was censored, although the manga gamer version wasn't censored. But the thing is, though, you can unlock the censored shit by just
yeah.
downloading a small mod that puts the stuff back in the game that was censored out. I mean, hell, you can do the same thing with Honey Pop as well. Which is probably why I won't play it on Steam, mostly due to the fact that the version I have is technically the uncensored version. So...
The inner pirate in me is telling me to just go get the fucking original PC version.
I mean, I don't necessarily blame you in the slightest there, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, I don't necessarily think I would... Oh yeah, that's right, the SteelSeries promo is gonna be over in a few days.
And it's in the red. Like, it's got like a sliver in the red.
Oh yeah, it means they're gonna be running out of codes soon.
Yeah, probably in the next day or two. You're gonna want to get them at 50.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna be here on the green screen today. No background. That's right. You could put anything behind me. Feel free to clip this and edit it. Ah, geez, I love this environment. So scenic and beautiful. Nothing wrong here. Nothing wrong here. It'd be really awkward if someone were to put me and say, I don't know, a house fire? This is fine. This is fine.
No. I'm just gonna edit it with a trash can that's on fire. This is a trash fire.
This is fine. This is fine. Okay. Anyways, just gonna set up okay, set that up. All right. And there. Okay. That's set up there. Just gotta find that. I'm just gonna do a quick little edit on the stream info. Animal Crossing.
I'm in Animal Crossing. Woo! Marlins doesn't change. The only thing that changed with my island was where the shops were, and
There we go. So I'm just
I
gonna.
changed it up a bit.
Anyways, I'm just gonna go back to my scene. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, I've made a few